Where I am now, better than before. Those open doors, and now, where I am now, is a special place to know where I am.
It's now time for the most popular radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, where I am now. And if you'd like to see us live in WGPL 1350 studio, all you have to do is go to Everette's Facebook page or Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page. And guess what? You can see us live right here in WGPL 1350 studio. And if you want to hear us all over the world, all you have to do is go to www.christianbroadcastingcompany.com, click and listen live, or go to 1400 AM or 1350 AM, and guess what? You can hear us all over the world. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and we say a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors, our WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace, 95.3 FM and WPCE 1400 AM.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Let's also welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. We'll shout you out later on in the show.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Like, share, comment, subscribe, and we promise we'll shout you out later on in the show.
Shout out, shout out.
Mr. E, today is
Today is Fun Friday. Yeah.
It's the weekend.
I just got paid.
See, like
Yeah.
the week just came.
I
You
know.
know, I tell you what, days are going fast. It's still 24 hours a day. It's not like it's going from 24 to 10 to the next day 5. It's 24, 24, 24. But where it seems to be going fast, it's just still 24 hours a day.
Well, they say time is flying when you're having fun.
Okay, well, we are enjoying today. The weather here in Hampton Roads it's going to be pretty nice, and we can expect some really nice weather. A little rain maybe this weekend or the early part of the week, but so far it is just a beautiful, beautiful day.
In the sun, oh,
A
this is
spring
spring.
day
You
at
know, I was
that.
going to say hot fun in the summertime.
We
Yeah.
should even have our current job list again. Are you ready?
That's right. We got our current job listing again in this session. I hope our listeners have their pen, their paper, pencils, and so they can jot it down. Just want to let all our listeners know if you think that you've been incarcerated and you say you can't find a job, that there are several places that are open that will hire you for any employment, like Harry Teeter, Lowe's, Home Depot, and there are several places that you can go, Federal Express, and, United Postal Service, and what's that smiley face on the Amazon?
Oh,
They're hiring
yes.
you also. So get your pen and piece of paper, and let's go to the current job listing set aside just for you. Virginia Peninsula Food Bank is looking for a Healthy Initiatives Manager, and the Virginia Living Museum is looking for a science educator or summer camp, and that's seasonal. Public Relations Manager, Director, Guest Engagement
Yes.
Associate, Executive Administrator, Astronomy Education Assistant, and that's seasonal also, and a quality full time.
Wow, so many jobs. Virginia Beach Arts Center, they need a bookkeeper. United Way, Southampton Roads need a marketing intern. They need a IT coordinator, a director communicator of investments, coordinated care network navigator, and a campaign director.
And St. Columbia Immaculate Ministry looking for a case manager, and the Food Bank of Southeastern Virginia is looking for a CCM.
City of Virginia Beach Cultural Affairs, they need a special projects coordinator. C. Waldo Scott Center for Hope, which I know very well, program assistant.
The Children's Center TCC looking for a speech language pathologist, an account manager, a site supervisor, and a pre-K teacher.
The Suffolk Public Library needs a librarian, community learning full time. The HRCAP WFD housing program, they need a support specialist, a program coordinator, a senior accountant. Is there any more?
Service delivery coach.
A service delivery coach, fleet services specialist, child care specialist, and resources manager.
And the Food Bank of Southeastern Virginia looking for a capital campaign manager, and the City of Virginia Beach Cultural Fair is looking for a special project coordinator.
Bay aging, weatherization technician needed, weatherization crew leader needed, counselor VDC needed, counselor assistant veteran directed care needed.
And Suffolk Library looking for a library administration service supervisor full-time, and the United Jewish Federation is looking for accounting associate.
The Salvation Army regional plan giving director, that's in Richmond area. Norfolk Public Library needs a youth services something.
Contraria. Yeah.
But anyway, yes, make sure you go to Yolanda Hinton's personal page and whatever his personal page, FY Radio Show's page, LinkedIn, you name it, go there, get those lists, share them with your friends.
That's right. That's right. Get that list and share them with your family. And guess what? So that everybody that needs a job can get a job.
Get a job. Mr. E, this is the last day of Women's History Month. And even though it's the last day of Women's History Month, we're going to continue to celebrate us.
That's right.
Women and every day, because we're going to stay women for the rest of our lives. And so we have been so excited and pleased at the celebration. We've highlighted so many people, and we've heard people all over the world talking about this month and how wonderful this month is for us. This is the last day, and we're going to highlight the 6,888 Battalion. It is amazing, this story. Now, I saw a little bit of this story, Mr. E, on the local news. And when I began to research it, I could not believe what these wonderful women had gone through. Mr. E, tell us a little bit about it.
You know, when you look at the 6,888, they call it the 6,888 Central Post Office Directory Battalion. The 688 Central Postal Directory Battalion was a unique U.S. Army unit, and it had the distinct of being the only all African American, all female unit since sent overseas during World War II. The woman kept the mail flowing to nearly 7 million soldiers in the European theater of operations. Almost immediately leaving the United States in 1945, the women who would eventually make up the 688
that's right,
were introduced to the rigging of war. During the trip across the Atlantic Ocean, German U.S. boat forced the convoy of the troop ship to change course. The event had a chilling effort on the women.
It was absolutely wonderful to hear about this story. It was African American women that were chosen to go overseas and serve their country. When they got over there, Mr. E, they kind of didn't know what to do with them.
That's right. That's right. They didn't know what to do with them.
So they were like, wait a minute, we got an idea. Look at all that piled up
mail.
I'm talking about 2 years worth of mail that should have gone out to soldiers.
That's
Two
right.
years, can you imagine? And the wonderful thing about it is when they, were commissioned over there, they served uh, through the mail, through the mail services. And it was very overwhelming, of course, because I mean, can you imagine just you walking into a building and it's a ceiling high with
That's right.
you
That's
know,
right.
some of the rats had gotten to it, some of the mail, some of the names weren't as clear as they should be, and they were given a task of making sure that mail was out 6 months. And the wonderful thing about it, they had a plan.
That's right.
They
The
had
whack. That's
leadership.
right. That's right.
They had the opportunity to do it in 3 months. They made sure everybody was served. They had a system.
That's
They
right.
created a system, Mr. E.
That's right.
They were meant for this job.
You know, Miss Hinton, the more you talk about how great these six
Yeah,
triple eight women were, they talked about them so much. They said the major territory commander of the battalion, she had joined the Women Army Auxiliary called
that's
WAC.
right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's right.
And they began to proceed. I mean, and then the women of the six triple H were discouraged when they discovered the warehouse crammed from the floor to the ceiling with mail and packages that have not been delivered for at least 2 years.
Yes.
Rats the size of cats
Oh my goodness.
has broken into some of the Christmas care packages from front for the frontline soldiers and eating the contents. The women's system that would break the bottlenecks of undelivered mail. Go
Yes.
ahead on 6 triple H.
Absolutely. And the thing about it wasn't favorable anyway. You're going over there as women in the military, and it was racism, sexism during that time in the 40s. Can you imagine? And so the conditions that they had to work under, and then the timeline, and then it's just so many things that were against them. They did not care. They created a system, a phenomenon. They just made it work. They
That's
were
right.
talking about even the way they marched, Mr. E.
That's
Said they
right.
marched just like any other great battalion. They just had it going on. They just knew that this is what they wanted to do, and they took their hands to the plow and just did a great and fabulous job.
And you know, Miss Hudson, they went on to start playing basketball also.
Yes.
They said, as with any minority unit, segregated army, the six Triple H experienced its share of sexism, racism,
Yes.
when some African American male soldiers thought that the women came from you to provide them
And
companionship.
that sexist, you think we? Oh no,
The
not a
ladies,
job,
though, the
not a
ladies,
job
that's
for
right.
companionship. Yeah.
The ladies quickly set them straight.
Ooh,
When the
yes.
Red Cross opened a club for black women only, Major Adams asked her soldiers to resist the club in a show of unity. No one from the battalion entered its doors. Several members of the unit basketball team were invited to play on an Army all-star team.
Oh wow,
But when the Army realized that the players were black, the invitation was resented.
amazing.
You know,
Um, they were housed in lavish hotels. This was at the almost at the end when things were coming to a close for them, and because but before they were put in places that nobody really want to live in. They really, really had a great system. The leader. Um, and it was so many people that was instrumental in making sure that this battalion was successful. But their leader, I want to get her name. Um, and then, Mr. E, I saw a article and a news report on someone right here from Hampton. I'm
that's right.
telling you,
That's right. There's someone
we,
right
we're
here.
going to try to find that name for you right here. And
Right.
Hampton Rose was honored. But before we end this story, I want to tell you that Tyler Perry, listen to this, is going to do a movie based on the lives of these women and this battalion, and it's going to be amazing. He said that this was something that he felt was one of the best things that could ever happen to him, to discover this story and to be able to make a movie. I believe Oprah Winfrey is in
That's
this
right.
movie and a
Oprah
few
Winfrey.
others
That's right.
that we know and love, and it is just amazing. I can't wait for this to come out. But yeah, so Mr. E, this is a tribute to the 688 battalion women that went overseas, served, and served well.
You know, when we look at this sentence right here in Chesapeake, a lady by the name of
Yes,
Gladys
there you
Carter was the trailblazer for Black military women.
go. Absolutely.
She was the trailblazer for the Black military women. During Women History Month, members of the Greater Hampton Roads chapter had a national association to honor Miss Gladys Carter. Miss Gladys Carter cannot be forgotten. She was part of the unit, and I think the people in the area need to know that she was part of that unit, that military as well as civilian need to give contribution she made in the country. Said, you know, the co-founder, Angela Taylor,
Wow. Yes.
you know, and I will never forget her as long as I live. She had so much impact that now I can go out and do avocations for for veterans. Carter and over 850 Black women worked hard to make sure the massive amount of backlog mail made it to the soldiers in combat.
Yes, they had to endure so many things, so many hardships. And there was a time when one of the senior officers told them that they were going to send a Caucasian man to oversee the battalion, and the leader said, over my dead body. They had a system that worked. They were convinced that this was something that they were born to do, and they were willing to serve well. You know, they were, in a sense, a well kept secret, because even one of the daughters of the ladies here
That's right.
didn't
That's
know
right.
her mother
Gladys
served.
Carter.
Absolutely did not know that her mom served in the 688
That's right.
Battalion.
That's right. Gladys Carter was her daughter. Did not know that you're right that her
She didn't know.
mother, you know, served in the six triple A. You know, you said something about Tyler Perry
Yes,
movie. He's getting ready to open up a movie
yes.
with them in it. The Black Women Army Corps unit was tried to Hampton Road. Listen, some of the people that will be starring in that movie will be Kerry Washington
Whoa.
and Oprah
Oh my
Winfrey
goodness.
are set to star in the upcoming stream on
Kerry
Netflix.
Washington
Yeah.
is fabulous. Oh my goodness.
Other actors, including uh, Ebony Osborne, Milo Jackson,
Oh wow.
Pepsi Saunders, Cheryl Jefferson, and a host, Jay Reese, Dean Norris, a
Oh,
host
it's
of
gonna be
others
good.
it's going to be 800 plus women
Oh my goodness.
that's going to be starring in this movie.
You all go to YouTube. There's a fabulous, fabulous documentary, a short one up there talking about the 688 Battalion. And it is just fascinating. You know, it's something that I didn't know. And when I discovered the story, it was like, what? Who is this? But they have been awarded, even though there are only six, I believe, six members still alive, Mr. E. They have given them medals and honors and things like that. Mr. E, is this it? Is this
That's
one of
it.
the things? It says the Department of the Army. This is to certify that the Meritorious Unit Commendation has been awarded to the 688 Central Postal Directory Battalion. Oh, for meritorious service and support of military operations. The 4th of March, 1945, February the 15th, 1946, given under my hand in the city of Washington, the 20th day of February, and the Secretary of the Army has given the signature. They all they it's just amazing. I
That's
can't wait to
amazing.
see it.
And my hats off to those women who made it happen. So
Oh yes, every
we
single one of
that's right. Every single one of those women in the six Triple H Central Postal Battalion, 800 strong,
800
800 strong black women.
I'm telling you, it was fabulous. You know, they had to have a lot of discipline. They had to honor leadership. They had to want to be in the military. Can you imagine wanting to be in the military at a time when there's so much racism and women, women didn't really, have a lot of things that they needed at that time, but they were allowed to come into the
That's right.
military.
That's right. And our hats off. So that shows that women they might have been in the background, but they played a big important role in the United States Armed Forces. So our hats off to African American women who made it happen. And so we want to say, hey, congratulations to all women. And
Yes.
I see why you have a whole month to serve.
Well, we have a whole month to celebrate.
Plus,
We have a whole international, well, internationally we celebrate, but every day we celebrate who we are. And we
that's right.
thank God that we have not just come from, those beginnings, but we have been fighting for rights for the longest time. You know, we're just built like that. And I just thank God that, hey, we still move forward, still we rise, still we accomplish, still we are all that, ladies, and a bag of chips.
That's right. And we want to say good morning to all you ladies out here. Miss Roberta Carter,
Mhm.
we love you. Miss
We
Diane
love
Carter,
y'all.
we love you all. Sharon Robinson, we love you. These are just the ladies' names that I'm just mentioning. Rhonda Driver, we love you. And Miss Tillman, we love you.
You know, Rhonda Driver was in the military too. I know she's
Yeah,
very
yeah,
proud. And, although there have been a lot of struggles, like I said, in the military, women continue to fight for their rights. And we just thank them for their service. Thank all of them who, feel the need to go in and serve their country.
that's right. That's right. Our hats off, men, our hats off to all the ladies. Yeah,
Yes,
congratulations,
yes,
ladies.
and yes. So, Mr. E, wow, so much is going on. We have to mention this. We're going to serve that tea a little bit after we go off the air. But, Mr. E, there's some things that have come up. Breaking news. So, we got to serve a little tea before we. And that is the indictment of former President Donald Trump by a grand jury, the first in U.S. history.
The
Mr. E,
first in U.S. history to be indicted, a
oh
president
my
of the United
goodness.
States. And you can rest assured, Miss Hinton, when he go down, he's taking folks with him when he go.
Oh, you think so? But I tell you what, the indictment came down. Nobody knows exactly on what charges yet. But
Well, they have
Tuesday,
30 charges. They
they
have
have
30
30, but
charges. Yeah,
but it's not known, so we don't want to get ahead of the story. But we do know that it has been confirmed that on next week,
that's right.
Bro Trump,
Tuesday. Yeah.
Bro Trump going to be arrested and come before the court on
You
charges.
know, he has made history for being the first president of the United States to be
Yes.
to be indicted.
Now, if anybody wants to call in to just comment, they can. Mr. E, what is the number?
757-624-9723. That's the telephone number to dial.
Yes.
I'm sorry, 624-9475 is the telephone number to dial if you want to comment on that president of the United States.
Now, I want to know, should he be indicted? What do you all
Yes,
think? That's one of the questions we have. And what's being reported? Just like I told Mr. E, we can't get too ahead of the game because it's sealed right now. The charges are sealed, and it's a whole bunch of them,
that's right.
but we
That's right.
don't know exactly what it is. We just know that he will be indicted. He's coming before the courts in New York City, in New
That's
York,
right.
right?
That's right. And his daughter is running away from her daddy.
Oh, another question. Another question. Should presidents be above the law? I mean, should he be indicted? Should he even come? I've heard on some state on news station. Well, that's a misdemeanor. He can go do what he want to do, and you know. But is he above the law? Not just him, but any president, that has allegedly committed a crime. Should they, just walk away and say, "Hey, well, he's president. He can do whatever he wants."
Miss Hinton, he's not above the law. If he did, I'm like Loretta. Don't do the crime if you can't serve the time.
Allegedly.
I'm just like Beretta. Beretta did wrong. Guess what he had to do? He had to serve the time. So don't do the crime. If you did some crime, you got to have some consequences to go behind.
Well, we're gonna find out if he committed a crime. Like I said, the grand jury, which are regular folk, said it's enough evidence to bring him in.
Well, let me go ahead and put it like that. Click clap. You know what that sounds like? Click clap. Click clap.
It sounds
Click
like
clap.
some bars. The bars. I didn't hear no keys, but I tell you what. But this is let's see, Mr. Eve. Let's find out. We're gonna find out a little more about the story. We're gonna find out what the charges are, and we'll definitely report it. Um, what about the protest? Is he gonna command his battalion? They go out there with the sign. He did that before with one soul out there. Where is the support for the daggone president?
There's a lot of people that's been out there protesting, but you know what they were saying?
What's that?
Lock him up.
Oh my
Lock him
God! I
up.
haven't seen that. You just point us to
I
that
I
story.
saw that had protesters was out there just singing the song "Lock Him Up."
I tell you what, we're gonna follow up on that story. It's just so much going on. Another story that we're going to highlight, Mr. E, and that is the shooting in Nashville. Here it is, another shooting, another school shooting. These are the questions. How can we keep our schools safe?
Well, Miss Hinton, we got that right here at home. Not a school, not a shooting, but guns are
Oh
being
my
found. They found
goodness.
one a couple of days
Yes.
ago right here at Northside Elementary School.
Oh my goodness.
And they
They
said that the numbers are going up for 0 to 17 of how many folks are carrying
absolutely.
guns, how many children. And so they want to say, look, let the parents be held accountable if it's their gun.
That's what I heard.
You
That's
know?
what Senator School said. Also, hey, we've had a few mass shootings here in the Hampton
That's
Roads
right.
area, which is pure spooky and
Right here at
scary.
home.
And so we're going to be talking more about that on our FYI After Dark show. And we just want you all to continue to join in. Look, come over here for a few minutes. We're going to talk about some more tea and give you some upcoming information for FYI Radio Show. God bless you. Enjoy your weekend.
Listen to just before we go, just give our listening audiences the telephone number. How can they get in contact with the Royal Ladies Pie?
757-470-0224. Also, the book, Willing is right underneath your nose, is right underneath your nose. Go online and get it. God bless you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. Don't forget to join us after dark every Monday from 6 to 7 p.m. That's FYI After Dark every Monday from 6 to 7. For more information on FYI, give us a call at 757-714-7861. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on WGPL 1350 Peace 95.3 FM and WPCE 1400. And don't forget to have a wonderful, wonderful Friday.
Ooh, we had to serve that tea a little bit earlier because we don't have that much time for the tea these days. But Mr. E, first of all, let me say how proud I am of the story that we bought for the 6 triple
Yeah,
A
688.
battalion. To me, I'm going to go back and look at some more video and find out exactly some of the women, other women that were in this battalion, and also the movie that's coming out. You know,
That's
I got
right.
to go
It's
see
gonna
that.
be off the chain.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be off the chain. And when I heard about it, I heard that song said from a song that just march. I can see the
Yes.
6888 marching down the road.
Tyler Perry, come on and get this girl right here. Her name is Yolanda. She would love to be in one of your movies. This would be the perfect movie. I
Yeah,
know how to march. I used to be a majorette, so
you sure I'm listening to like you want. Yeah,
no, to twirl a lick. But I tell you what, I had some long legs, and my band director said this girl need to be a majorette. And so listen, look, Tyler, here she is. You can get in touch with me right here on social media, Yolanda Hinton. I would love to be in your movie. I
that's
want to
right.
say good morning to Tim Harrell, Senior. I want to say good morning to Sheila Robbins, Roberta Carter, Miss Diane Carter. How you been, girl? Good morning. She said, my friends, looking good in that black and white girl. Love you. Look, when we going to get together? We got to get together. Let's see. And I'm hoping everything is fine, your family and everything. And we love you. I've been missing you too. Uh, also, uh, yeah, to all you all that are on, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for your support. So Mr. He wanted to serve that uh, former President T.
That's right. I just
And
want to
Mr.
talk
E,
about it.
what's going on? You got any more tea about it? What you
You,
think? You
you
know,
know,
we like I said,
they
we got a little bit of information. We're not gonna add to it, you know, telling lies and selling lies. Hey, selling lies, telling lies.
Selling flat. You listen, when I begin to look at CNN last night, I begin to look at what there
Ooh.
are 30 counts.
Oh my
They
goodness.
said Donald Trump indicted by Manhattan grand jury
Absolutely.
on more than 30
That's
counts
a lot.
related to business fraud.
But this is the thing, Mr. E. The one thing that they are talking about is the Stormy Daniels thing.
Well, you know what he did there.
Yes,
He took some election money. They
absolutely.
took that
Allegedly.
campaign money and he paid the little hooker.
And he did.
He paid a hooker. He
Ooh,
paid that hooker with campaign money. And when he paid the hooker with campaign money, then he know that was against the law.
I tell you what, if the grand jury don't get him, Melania gonna whip him upside his head. Now you know goodness well. A hooker, and you got a beautiful wife right there laying right next to you. What in the world you need a hooker for?
Trump said sometimes Melania don't want to play.
Oh, right now. I don't know about all that, but I do know the man has been indicted.
That's right. That's
He'll
right.
be coming in. Is he gonna have his entourage?
Well, they said the first time in the American history that a current or former president has to face
Mm-mm.
criminal charges. Trump expects
Ooh,
to appear in court on Tuesday. The indictment has been filed under the seal and will be announced in the coming days that the charges are not public known at this time,
right.
but they will be publicly known.
Ooh, what about January 6th? I can imagine something like that, or there. I forgot there's some other things pointing to possible, indicting him for, but 30 counts.
Trump said he
Ooh.
released a statement, essentially. He said, in response, the indictment claimed it was a political procrastination and election interference at the highest level
That's what Trump
in
said.
history. That's what he said. And he
Ooh.
said, I believe this witch hunt. He said, I believe that this witch hunt will backfire on Joe Biden.
Oh, Joe, what did that have to do with it? See, let's look, y'all. Let's stay out of Trump. Let's stay out of the political realm here, and let's see what's going to happen to
When
you
you
as a
go to
result of your charges.
when a person get caught, he always want to take somebody down with him because one, he can't be the fall guy by himself. They said Trump was caught off guard by a grand jury decision to indict him, according to a person who
Ooh.
spoke directly with him. While the former president was bracing for an indictment last week, he began to believe the news reports that potential indictment was week or more
Yes, that's what
away.
they were saying. The lawyers, I heard, that they were saying that it's too weak. He's not going to be indicted. And here we go with a full blown indictment.
They said, was it shocking? He said, hell yeah.
Yeah, he's under the bed shaking. Can you imagine? But again, he jumped the gun a few weeks ago and said, "I'm going to be indicted Tuesday.
He was
Y'all go out
prepared to do that.
there." And the thing about it is, why y'all didn't go out there and support him when he told y'all to go out there? You know what? I believe the folks are in culture, not culture shock, but shell shock because of January 6th. All those folks, Mr. E, that was involved, they're going to jail. A lot of them are already in jail.
That's right. And some of them, he just gonna have a clan down there. I like to see when they put the clack clacks on them and the clink clings on them.
You don't want them to be free.
I like to take the day off just to go by and see, if they're gonna search his hair, his toupee, they're gonna search and how the procedure is gonna work. I think it should be open publicly. And the reason the reason why I say that it shouldn't be in closed doors. It should be open to the public. They did Bill Cosby like that. If they did what's good for the gander is good for the geese.
What about his lawyer that went in for the Stormy Daniels, his part in Stormy Daniels? He went to jail.
That's right. So hey, he's sounding the alarm. He said, "Look,
he's telling
I ain't going down by myself." He said in December, the Trump organizer was convicted of multiple charges of tax fraud, though Trump himself was not charged in the case.
I was looking at one of the stations. Oh Lord, one of the TV stations that support him, and they were sitting up there acting like there was something wrong with them, that they had been given a drug or something. They was evading everything. They was trying to make excuses for they were just, if someone right with them, it was like, look, y'all just do the story. You don't have to get nervous. I know that's y'all's God, but don't get nervous. Just tell it like it is.
That's right. And that's what folks are not really telling it like it is, And see, it was just a matter of time that Mr. Trump get caught. It was just a matter of time, because he kept right on. See, if I was, and I had all this hanging on my head, I would never, ever run for president again.
And that's it.
Because political, they don't play it fair, and folks always digging in people Kool-Aid.
And just like our friend, and I'm not the one that is was a sports person. He used to run through the airport, and he got all of his charges. I'm not calling no name.
You talking about Glove Man?
And look, and he got out of the murder charges of 2 people. But they're gonna go in there and take a gun and start running through the hotel looking for his stuff. And the thing about it, when you're in trouble, you get out of it. Stay out of trouble. Don't go looking for trouble. He went looking for trouble and he found it. That's what I'm saying. Bro, Trump, let me give you some advice. Stay out. Just stay. You sit up here and want to run for president, and these folks are on your trail.
Well, he don't really know.
He knew.
He wasn't
they were talking about that when he was being impeached for 2 times.
He was not sure that these folks was running behind him. He was not really sure. He only thought that it was just because he's the president, he can get away with it.
Good morning, Mark Howard. How are you? Have you been looking at the news, the current events, what's trending, and everything? I'm telling you, every time I turned the channel, there was an indictment for former President Donald Trump. And, we don't know where this is going. And, we're going to let folks go ahead and handle it in the courts. Leave the prosecutor alone. Let him go ahead and do his job. All you folk that want to sit up there and give him threats and all that stuff, just stop the foolery and let all this just play out the way it should. If he's innocent, he should be proven innocent. If he's guilty, clack, clack. What do you say, Mr.
Lock him up. Lock him up. And that's what folks are saying. Lock him up. Lock that man up.
What else you got, Mr. I see you looking for some more tea.
I'm just looking for more tea on Brother Trump. One of the hardest things that you can find about Trump is that folk really don't want, they're protesting. They said the investigation begun under Cy Vance, Bragg officer, sealed and recently as early as March. They've been running at him for a long time,
Yes.
and there were some secrets. There's a lot of secret issues investigating payments made to Daniels and Trump organization reimbursed Cohen. It was
But
just
that is not
talking.
just it is not just the Stormy Daniel. That one was out in the public, so they probably were talking about it more. That's a misdemeanor charge. But they said if there are other charges, all this stuff is going into the federal courts. He's going to be charged, federal charges against him. And so, we shall see. Like I said, we're not going to get ahead of the story. We don't know what we don't know, but I do. Well, one thing we do know that he has been indicted.
Can you imagine Nancy Pelosi is feeling?
What do you mean, nasty?
Nancy Pelosi is
How
frustrated.
Nancy is
Yeah,
feeling.
how she may feel about this indictment of Donald Trump.
All I know is, honey, every time I look at my husband and I see that head bashed in, I would be feeling some kind of way too.
She
Tell
released a
you that.
statement. She
What
released
did
a
she say?
statement. She said she released a statement on Thursday night commenting on the indictment of former President Trump, a statement that has raised the eyebrows due to the blatant inaccuracy of on the rules of law in the United States. The grand jury has to act upon the fact that the law, Pelosi wrote, no one is above the law, and everyone has the right to a trial to prove innocent. Hopefully, the former president will peacefully respect the system which grants him that right.
You see, you need to write a song. Come on, let's see where we come. Nobody but the
Boom, boom, boom,
Lord. Nobody but the Lord.
boom, boom, boom,
Nobody but the Lord. Lord
boom,
Jesus say
boom, boom,
nobody.
boom, 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 boom,
Nobody but the
boom,
Lord.
boom,
Yeah,
boom,
nobody
boom,
but the Lord.
boom, boom, boom.
Nobody but the Lord. I can't get that part out. Lord
Hey!
Jesus, nobody but the Lord. Ain't nobody but the Lord. We ain't above the Lord. We ain't above the Lord. We ain't above the Lord. Lord Jesus say we ain't above the Lord. We ain't above the
Yeah,
Lord,
yeah.
y'all.
You do the crime, you got to serve the time. Because nobody is above the law. Yeah. Miss Cynthia, you do it long enough, you're gonna get caught. You're gonna get
I
caught.
cannot. Lord have mercy. Look.
Nobody is above the law. When you start messing within the president, they always say from the top to the they're gonna
Oh
catch
my
you.
God. Look, y'all don't forget to join us on Monday Sports Talk. I tell you what, it is getting really excited. We're going to talk about the NCAA. Oh my God. And the NBA, what's going on
They
the
get ready to
weekend.
go. They're getting ready to go into tournament
I
time
know
with the
it.
NBA. So the last week I want to throw this out. The last week, the NCAA, the NBA, they beat my team. The
Ooh,
Warriors beat the Pelicans. So
yes.
that's knocking, folks. It's getting ready to get down to the final. And don't forget tonight, the ladies will be playing in the NCAA.
Ooh, that's what I'm
So
talking about.
that's going to be South Carolina, UConn, and a host of more in the Final Four.
All right, and don't forget Monday night to join us at 6 p.m. on After Dark, FYI After Dark. We're going to have a panel of
Oh,
leaders and
that's right.
pastors
That's
talking
right.
about the status of the church.
That's right. We're going to have a host of great pastors, four great pastors that's going to be there talking about the CHURCH.
Absolutely. Okay, don't forget, bullying is right underneath your nose. Go online, the World Ladies Pie. We're going to launch that. Don't forget to follow us on social media. And don't forget, you can be a special guest sponsor or intern with FYI Radio Show. We got a great month coming up. We're getting ready to go in April. We got great guests, got great content. And we want you to also, prepare to be a part of a panel discussion on FYI After Dark. We're going to be choosing quite a few folks that's going to talk about issues that's happening right underneath our nose, locally, nationally, and internationally. So don't forget, keep following us. And Miss Nita will tell you how you can be a special guest sponsor, an intern for our
And if you'd
radio
like
show.
to be a special guest sponsor or intern, all you have to do is go to Everette's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page, FYI Facebook page, or you can email us at FYI Radio Show Live at gmail.com. Again, that's FYI Radio Show Live at gmail.com if you'd like to be a special guest or sponsor FYI Radio Show.
Thank you all for joining us. Remember Mr. E's song. Nobody above the
Boom, boom, boom,
law.
boom,
Nobody
boom,
above the
boom,
law.
boom, boom, boom,
Nobody above the law,
boom, boom, boom,
Joe.
boom,
Nobody
boom,
above the
boom.
law. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Don't forget, this is Fun Friday. Two up, two down, VA.
Amen. Bye. Bye.